What's good, YouTube? We got Dragon Ball Sparking Zero Shallot announcement trailer from Bandai. Now, I ain't gonna hold. I was not expecting this, bro. I was actually surprised. I know I'm late, like 3 days late, as you can tell. But hey, you know, I'm only posting on like Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, probably Saturdays and Sundays too. You never know. But let me stop yapping and let's get into this video, man. Bro, I actually play this game sometimes. I don't play it like recently. I haven't played it recently, but I did used to play this game a lot. Comment down below if y'all play this game, bro. Turn it down a little.
My body's itching for a fight. Too bad, cause this will be a massacre.
You got a beam? Okay.
Do you really think you can beat me?
Does he have a
Let's
melee
make
one?
this a fun one, old man. Don't hold back on me. Otherwise, what's the point? Slowpoke!
Bro. I'm choosing too hard for this one,
What
bro.
are
I'm
you
choosing
waiting
too
for?
hard.
I was part of the special
I never
forces.
win these. I don't know why I don't.
Guess we
but
both have beliefs we can't turn our backs on. Here goes!
Okay, so he does have a melee one.
Take this! I'm ending this right now!
This kind of reminds me of Goku's
Does your feeble little mind
Kaioken
understand
rush.
what it means to face
But that's
the
okay.
combat?
You'll die here and now, Frieza!
Bro, we got the Rising Rush. Bro.
Say your prayers! Show me the savage deep within. I'll die before I turn
I realized throughout this whole announcement they haven't showcased him being like a Super Saiyan or transform in general. I hope that's not the case, that we don't have a transformation with him. This is a 2-in-1 video, you know. This is a 1 minute video. I was gonna make it short, but you know, I got y'all with a little bit of something special. Comes in June 26th. About how many more days? 6 more days from when I'm recording this. Wait. It also says 72-hour early access available. Okay. Then the Daima DLC, well, the DLC 3, the Daima for Goku. I don't know why my dog is barking. Hang on, I'll be back. All right, I'm back. Had to let my dogs out real quick. Yeah, so we got a DLC 3 coming, but it says to be revealed soon, so they haven't really announced when it's coming. And I'm waiting for that the Daima. Now, we got a YouTuber who has a speculate all shouts DLC transformation speculations. This is just speculations. It's not, you know, confirmed or anything. Take it with a grain of salt. But let's get into this video. Shout out to Souls Play too. I be watching him.
Alright, what is up? This is Slow Plays, and I am back at again with another Dragon Ball Sparking Zero video. We are following up on yesterday's video, talking about the DLC transformations for Shallot in general. And again, I don't think that we are going to be getting any forms. Maybe there's a small chance that maybe we get like Super Saiyan. I feel like that wouldn't be too hard to do, to just at least add one of the forms. Or I mean, it could be God or Blue or whichever one. Okay, obviously Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan Blue would probably be the easiest, just because there's not really a whole like lot that they would have to change. They would just spike up his hair slightly and change it a different color, right? Moveset wise, I mean, they could just give him, you know, some random shit, right? Like, again, they already mixed together 2 skills for was it Goku mid and Super Vegeta's attack, and they mixed that together and turned it into a new skill, okay? And honestly, I'm fine with that. If they want to do that for the other things and just keep giving him, you know, the Rising Rush, and he can still have his trademark, what is it, Wild Cannon, I'd be fine with that, okay? The character, after transforming, he doesn't have to get a completely brand new moveset, and if it's like a $2 character, it would be understandable. But the only reason I'm saying this, okay, the fact that, like, maybe we could see a form is, at the very end of the trailer, I saw some people pointing this out, okay? There's an interaction between Shallot and Broly, and Broly says something like, show me the power within, or he says something along those lines.
Show me the savage deep within.
God did hear
I'll
that.
die before I turn tail.
It's kind of hard to hear what he's saying just because it's like, I don't know if he's saying show me the savage within. I'll play the clip and you guys can interpret that for yourself. And then Shallot charges up and then he dashes, okay? I think that's just part of his rising rush. I could be wrong. I don't know. We'll see. Again, I feel like there might be stuff that they're not showing yet because that trailer was just the reveal. It was just the announcement, right? I don't know if that's exactly going to be like the launch trailer, if we're going to get a launch trailer for it. Because the launch trailer, if we do get one, would probably be, you know, next week, right? Because he's going to be dropping on the 24th for early access and the 27th, 3 days later, for everybody else that, you know, didn't get the season pass for early access, right? So let's talk about what I initially said. Okay, there were two different ways that I thought this could go. We'll have two different outfits or multiple outfits, right? One of them that gives him Super Saiyan 2, and Super Saiyan 3, okay? Kind of similar to Goku mid, Goku Z early, you know, and all these different versions of Goku, but instead of having a different version, we'll do outfits, right?
Yeah, like how they do for the Diamond.
We could also do something like this, where it's like the wheel, and then you switch between L1 and R1, and it would basically allow him to extend the transformations, right? So he'd have Super Saiyan 1, 2, 3, God, and Blue, okay? Because these are all the forms that he can currently use, you know, in the official Dragon Ball Legends game, right?
Facts.
And another method, okay, that I saw that I thought was actually a really good idea. I want to say a massive shout out to, I think it was Scott here. Scott Harrison -T2I. Really love this comment. Very underrated comment. This should be getting like 1 million more likes, right? So definitely, you know, go hit him up and credits to him for this because it's a great idea. He said, if they update him with his forms, this is saying in the future, right? Because this is likely the case. Again, I don't think he's actually going to receive any forms with this. I think it's just going to be the standalone character base, and you know he's like a $2 character, right? He's super cheap. So again, they divide up the characters, all right, with different forms. So that's why it ends up being more expensive because the more forms they add, you know, the more character slots are being used, right?
Yeah.
So he said they could lock them behind a progression-style transform system, okay? And he explains what he means by that because we have an example of how that works, right? Like this. Base, Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan, base, Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan 2, base, Super Saiyan 3, or Super Saiyan God, and then at Super Saiyan 3, you have base or Super Saiyan God, and then at Super Saiyan God, you have base or Super Saiyan Blue. I know that's really confusing.
Okay, no,
right?
that actually makes sense. Okay, no. At first, when I was reading this, I was like, hold on, what? But it makes sense. So basically saying, like, you can go from base to Super Saiyan, and then you go from Super Saiyan to immediately Super Saiyan God. And, you know, same with the 2 and the 3. And then he was saying, like, with Super Saiyan God, you can actually go beyond God and go Super Saiyan Blue, or you can just go back to base, which makes sense. They do it for Beast. Well, technically, Beast, you can't revert if you play as Beast. If you make a character Beast, you can't go down. You can only just stay who you is. You can only go up and down if you're like Mystic, but it makes sense.
Here, this is what you need to understand. Similar to how DBS Superhero Gohan only being able to go into Beast while in Ultimate. Okay,
yeah.
That's how it was in Sparking Zero. Yes, that's exactly how it works, right? I don't know if any other characters have this. I think maybe Broly can do something similar to this. Maybe not exactly. I can't remember how Broly works, but Gohan is a good example of this specific version. So you have base form that can go into Super Saiyan, and you can also, if you want to, just skip to Potential Unleashed, but you cannot skip to Beast, okay? You cannot go straight from base to Beast. And similar to with Super Saiyan, you can't go to Beast, okay? You have to go Potential Unleashed first to unlock the addition of going Beast, all right? So in this image right here, after you get to Ultimate, right, you can either go back to base or you could go straight to Beast, right? And I say straight to Beast because that's the next form after that, right? And that takes 2 skill counts, okay? So obviously they would have to divide up the skill count on how it works. You can, you know, comment below how you think that would work. But yeah, I think this is a really good idea, and he kind of breaks it down and explains it. That's what all this shit was, like all this extra, like, little ideas of how it would work, right? So for example,
it's a pretty nice idea.
You would be base form as Shallot, okay? And you could either go into Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan God, okay? But once you get to, for example, Super Saiyan, you can go back to base, you can go Super Saiyan 2, or you could go to Super Saiyan God, okay? So it would have to be progressive, okay? You can't jump from base to Super Saiyan 2 or base to Super Saiyan 3, okay? And I guess, you know, people probably would be like, oh, that's dumb or whatever, but it's because there's a limited wheel, so you can't just have all of it at one time. And that would make it, I guess, a little bit more balanced so that you can't just go straight to a form, like just like 100%, right? And each form obviously would have like different, you know, perks and stat changes or whatever it may be, right? Similar to, you know, how Goku is. So I feel like they would just do it like Goku. Make Shallot the Goku that he should have been, right? Like the DBS Goku that could have gone to Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3, God Blue, and then, I mean, I think that...
Honestly, I don't know why they never did that with the Super Goku. I mean, I was hoping that you can go from base Goku to Super Saiyan Goku to Super Saiyan God. I was kind of hoping there was Super Saiyan 2 and 3. Yeah, if they didn't add those, they could have at least added it where you went Sign of Awakening with Super Goku. That's what I was hoping for. Didn't happen, but it is what it is.
That would have been fine. I don't think they would have to throw an Ultra Instinct. I think that's fine if they keep that separately, just because Ultra Instinct he just functions so differently. He's so different in general. But I don't know. I think that's a really cool idea. That's the best way that you could do it for Shallot. And I feel like specifically that would make him very unique because he'd be the only character that could jump through like all 5 forms, you know, like being...
I just had an idea. So it goes back to what I was saying earlier. What if they now, this is an idea, hear me out. What if they made it where you can go Ultra Instinct with a Super Goku, but you have to be Super Saiyan Blue, and then you have to be probably like on your last health bar, something like that. Well, I mean, I don't know, maybe, or maybe I'm just yapping.
Able to progressively go from base to Super Saiyan 2, 3, God, and Blue, right? And I think that'd be fair just because it just caps at Blue and that's it, okay? There's no Ultra Instinct, there's no Super Saiyan 4, it doesn't get super convoluted. It's a pretty simple thing, right, for the most part. Now, there were some other comments that I actually really did like. I wanted to kind of scroll through some of the different interactions here. Shout out to Vibe Enjoyer. He said, I think this current version of Shallot should be labeled as Shallot early and include his base form, Super Saiyan 2 and 3, and then when Legends Fest comes around, we should get a Shallot late as a separate character that comes with his base form and transforms into God and then Blue, okay?
That's not bad. That's not
I like
bad.
that idea. Unlikely that would happen, but the idea, the concept of it is really cool because when he goes God and Blue, he actually does have some changes, okay? He actually has some like extra animations. I think his green card, if I recall correctly, is like a kick. It's like a punch and a kick that he does with it to, like, you know, move the opponent away from you. And you can like combo into it, and obviously it has like some stat changes. I can't remember exactly what it was because it's been so long since I've used God Shallot, but God Shallot does have different things, okay? And the same thing with Super Saiyan Blue. He has like a cover change, I think, for blast attacks, right? So those are animations that they can use, right? He does have a couple of other animations, but they're not like actual attacks. They're more of like just either cover changes or quirk skills, okay? Which, if you don't know how that is in Legends, like you have a green card and then you have the cover changes. So it's like there's material there, right? And I just think that would be a really cool idea.
This is a side note. I was just reading this comment right here. Hey, shout out to this man, bro. That's a W man's. Bro, we can't get excited for new characters. Dang, almost, bro.
I like the idea of updating this Shallot in general, just in general, like every time a new celebration comes around. It doesn't have to be every single celebration, but for either Legends Fest or like the 8-year anniversary, revisit this character and update him and make him, you know, better for the most part. But overall, I think this would be the best concept for him in terms of transformations if they were ever to add it in the future. They already have a system working for DBS Superhero Gohan where you can't just go directly into Beast. You have to like unlock it by going into Potential Unleashed first. And again, it keeps it more balanced just because Beast is pretty crazy. He's a beast, right? He's a whole different beast in this game, okay? And it's kind of like similar to like Broly or like Ultra Instinct Goku, where it's like they have to have some type of balance because of online for it, okay? It's like, oh, don't just directly jump into it. You got to be able to unlock it in a way, right? So y'all let me know your thoughts and opinions about that. Also, let me know which form you think is the best for Shallot. I think they all look cool. I think Super Saiyan God Shallot, in my opinion, is the form for Shallot. I know Super Saiyan Blue is like his peak form right now, this current moment in time. But God just, I mean, they descended from, I think in the story they said it was like him and his brother, his twin brother Giblet.
Whoa, you spoiling the game. You spoiling the game. I haven't gotten that far yet, brother. We're just gonna, skip a little. How we do this?
Descended from the original Super Saiyan God or some shit like that, right? So Super Saiyan God is that form, right, for him. And his brother Giblet, he doesn't go to blue. He has a new, like, corrupted God form, okay? So it's still God in a sense, right? So I don't know. I think that would be the best, but they all look pretty good on him. I do like that his hair at least changes from Super Saiyan to Super Saiyan 2. You can see how, like, it is longer, it has more strands and everything. So that's always cool to see that they put in that extra care and, work with it. And yeah, they're all sick, and I really hope that eventually we do get him. I'm excited for this character. He's going to be sick as hell. He's going to be fun. I know people are saying, like, he's like a basic character, but I mean, honestly, I think those people, they just don't understand, right? Because they don't play Legends. They don't know this character. They don't understand this character. He's a really cool character. And for those of us that have been playing the story, sticking, with Dragon Ball Legends, and, like, actually have grown to appreciate and love this character, that's why we are appreciating and loving the idea of a little bonus character added in for this collaboration. That's all it is. It's not as deep as, oh, well, what are they doing with stages, or what are they doing with customization? Okay, how come we're not getting any of that? And it's like, guys, this is just a special update in between that nobody expected that we were going to get in between the releases of the Daima DLC. Okay, so at least, I mean, again, you can feel however you want to feel, but I'm saying for those of us that like this game and like, to play this content for the game, like new shit, right? Let's have fun, right? Let's have fun. That's what the game was meant for. Let's enjoy this
That's
shit.
what game is about.
But yeah, that's going to be it.
Man, I want to know what y'all think. Do y'all think that he should have a transformation, or do y'all think that he's fine with just base? Me personally, I would like to see him have all of his transformation. If not, at least give us Super Saiyan 2, probably even 3. Definitely give us Super Saiyan God. Now, if you don't give us Super Saiyan Blue, okay, at least make his Super Saiyan God at least strong enough to, I don't want to say compete with, like, people like be on the same level, at power level as, like, Jiren and stuff, but at least, like, make this character at least more fun to play with online. Because I know if you play rank, bro, everyone is just either Ultra Instinct, Gogeta, Jiren, who else, Vegito. But hey, man, look, tell me what y'all think in the comments down below. Hope you guys like, subscribe, comment for more. Peace out.